legs to the beat. You know the beat. Gonna set you free, 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 free. Gonna set you free, 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 free. Gotta move those legs to the beat. You know, gotta move those, 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 gotta move those legs to the beat. Gotta move those, 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 gotta move those legs to the beat. You know, gotta move those, 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 gotta move those legs to the beat. Gotta move those, 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 cause the beat gonna set you free.
Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. We are now in the month of August. Time is flying by. As you saw in the time lapse, which I think I'm going to do at the beginning of this video, in the month of June I harvested the canola, 14,000 liters worth, brought that down to the grain mill, and that was made into oil, or is being made into oil, which should be transported up to the potato chip factory. I also did the straw bales in the wheat field, and those bales are still sitting there. We got like 20 full bales and one half a bale, but that spit on out, so that is up there in the field. Had not done nothing there. And as for the month of July, well, I did nothing. I woke up, looked around, had nothing to do, so here we are in the month of August. I think the first thing we're going to be doing today is, well, to put the potatoes ready. One potato, two potato. So we got our harvester here, and this will be the first time I got to put the add-ons to the new header for the root crop harvesters. So let's jump into here and get this thing fired up. Probably should bring up the helper because I'm not really sure how this works. Now, looking at the crate, it says lower header first, then attach here. Well, alright. Do I have to... Let me unfold the header. Maybe I should do that as well. It doesn't say I need to unfold it, but we're going to unfold it. Lower the header down. And then what? That's a good question. I have no idea either. I can pick it up. I can throw object. Not really sure what I need to be doing with the header. Alright, after fiddling around with this just for a moment here, I finally got it lined up just right. You can see at the bottom it says Q, attach potato add-on. Box gets lifted up and it disappears, which I would assume it means that it's on. Let's lift up the header and fold it on in. Also fold up the harvester. Sneak out the shed. And away we go. Let's go harvest some potatoes, shall we? Sneak around here. Get that up and going. The money has gotten down to just below 18,000. And, yeah, we need to find something to sell. So, better start making some potatoes. Sugar beet's not quite ready. The carrots, I think it's carrots that we planted here, and the red beet, that is ready to be harvested as well. So we'll get that into the factories and start producing. But it shouldn't take too long to get at least one field of potatoes done. Let's make sure that this is working. Yep, we got potatoes going in. Just want to be sure before I start tearing through the field. Because we do have crop destruction and we don't want to destroy our crops. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more potatoes having the bees right next to us. Don't really know what the numbers are for bees increasing the yield on the three crops of canola, sunflowers, and potatoes, but we got it here, so any that it adds, well, it's just a little bit of a bonus, that's all. The grapes are ready to be fertilized. The grapes have started to show up on the vine, so I need to get over there and spray those because I think next month is the month we can start harvesting the grapes. So I need to get that last stage of fertilization on them. So we'll probably get over to that as soon as we get these potatoes done, at least in this field. Zip around here. Now that canola field that I harvested in the time lapse at the beginning of the video, once we get the sugar beet harvested in a month or so, that field will be merged with the other one, so it's one continuous field, and that'll be all one sugar beet field in the future moving forward. More sugar, more candy, more money. That's what it all boils down to. Well, we have reached the first 100,000 liters off this field. Can I get another 100? Probably not. I think it's going to be a little bit shy of that. But it's a very good start for the potato chip factory, which we're going to go ahead and load up here in just a moment. I think when I get done with this field here, we'll bring it over to the other potato field, and we'll set that off on a worker, and we'll head over and fertilize at least some of the grapes today. I mean, we got to get it all done this month, but at least for this episode, we'll get a couple of the vines done. Doesn't take that long to get it done anyways. And then I really should get over into the wheat field and pick up those straw bales that are there and put those away in the shed just to get it out of the elements of the weather. Don't want the straw bales sitting out there too long. And so it took a moment for me to figure out how to get that add-on for the header on here. But once I figured it all out, I think we're going to be good to go now. I am kind of curious with the add-on on the header. I wonder if I can just go over and just start harvesting the veggies. Probably not. But I may give it a try just to see. So the weird thing was, on the money situation, when I went to bed from June to July, I think I only lost like $8,000 overnight, but then last month, going from July to August, I dropped almost $20,000 again. So I think the wind turbine is kind of determined on the weather and how much wind we get that day. Just like in real life. So it's going to be kind of hard to judge how much money the wind turbine is going to bring in every month. I mean, I guess the only way you could do it is look at the weather and just hope for high winds every day from now on. But the good news is, as we keep on creeping forward here in the series, I think we're just going to keep on doing what we've been doing, which is sometimes pay out the loan, and then, like this fall, expand, get a few more fields, and the more fields we get, as we know, the more yield we get, and the more money we'll make the following season. But yeah, buying those, I think it's 3 fields for like $250,000, and expanding the cotton field is what's going to help us out on the clothing side of things. The sheep are going to start making more wool, so we got to start upping the cotton. And now that I know, now that we got the model, we can unload the bales out of the cotton harvester. As long as it's 10% full, we can get all the cotton out every year. And now that I also know how to pick up the cotton bales in the field with a telehandler, it should be easier to transport those around. I was actually kind of looking around in July. I thought I was going to start the episode in July, and I started looking around like I really got nothing to do. Now, I'll be honest, and maybe some of you have caught on, when August started, I was thinking, okay, where are we starting today? Guess what I forgot to do in July? Yes, I forgot to sell the soybeans again. We got soybeans in storage. It was like, well, it's only been a month. The high prices in July, I can sell them now. And the price has dropped so much, I'm going to hang on to them. So I think the stock market says I can get like $35,000 for the soybeans I got. And currently, if I'm going to sell that, I think I get 22. It took a big drop in 1 month. So the soybeans would help me out quite a bit financially. But I think we'll be okay. Next, when we wake up in September, That might be the month we wake up and we're in the red, meaning we owe money. I mean, we owe money, but we won't have any money to spend. But by then, these potatoes that we're harvesting, we should have a good amount of potato chips, and of course we'll have some carrots and red beets as well being processed in those production buildings. So we'll have something to sell and start bringing in the money. Boy, these potatoes are yielding pretty good. I am almost up to 150,000. I still don't think I'm going to get to 200,000, but if we do, that'd be great. Now, I can't remember on the potato production how much it can hold on potatoes, but I think it was quite a bit. But with this field and the other field, if we have too many potatoes, I will have to put down a silo for them to go into. The one at the farm, I'm guessing, is this your base game silo that takes the standard crops, and potatoes is something that it probably won't take. Almost a ton of sheds that, not sheds, but silos that we've been using in the past, they're relatively cheap, they hold a lot, and pretty much it takes anything. So that is what we'll be putting down. We got plenty of space over by our haymaker and our silo fermenter. We got plenty of room over there for a silo, so I'm not too concerned about having space. But once again, this root crop harvester that we do from Mark Thor, love this machine ever since I started using it. Way back on American Falls, actually, I think is when I first started using it. Of course, the mod has changed quite a bit since then. We can't get the wide headers, but you can get the headers that go so much faster. And it makes root crop harvesting fun again, in some ways. And even with the veggies, with the premium edition, because I only used the premium edition harvester once on Zelanka. I think it's the map name. We only did about 3 or 4 episodes on that just to try out the veggies. And not having a storage capacity on the harvester kind of sucks. And a little bit difficult to do as a solo player trying to harvest and follow along. This just makes it so much easier. More convenient, I guess maybe is a better way to put it. But being convenient and easier kind of go hand in hand a little bit in that. I must say though, this episode to me is going to be kind of weird for editing because you saw June as a time lapse. Now I'll be honest with you, I actually did commentary when harvesting the canola field and doing the straw bales. But as I was recording it, I could just tell it was this battle around commentating. So, yeah, I'm just going to throw that right out the window, and that's why we had a time lapse at the beginning. I just don't feel the rhythm in this episode for some reason. I hope we can get back on track here. I just feel a little bit off today. I'm gonna have those off days, you know? Actually, it's been off a couple of days because I actually recorded that. Well, for me, it was yesterday I recorded that, and I was like, I just stopped recording it, so I'm just calling it a day, finish it up, and I'll do it tomorrow. And here I am, and now I'm doing it the same day the video is supposed to go out. So I hope this goes out on time. I got up rather early, so to make sure this can go out today. Maybe because it's early in the morning, really early in the morning, and I just my body's like, we're not used to this. We're used to going to bed late and getting up kind of late, as normal hours go for most people. This is, getting up late, but yeah, I just still feel off. All right, so it looks like just shy of 178,000 is what we got off this field, but still pretty darn good. Let's go ahead and put the belt out here. Traffic, we don't have to check for traffic. We're fine. Spin around here. And we'll get this up and running as soon as possible. There we go. Now we can go in and start the potato production. Oh, we're already on it. So we can actually do it with canola and sunflower oil. The only one I can't do it is with the olives. So let's go ahead and activate that. And we'll activate that as well. So let's see. Potatoes, I think it's going to hold, let's see, I'm going to say it holds like 400,000 liters, possibly. So we might get the whole other field in. I don't remember what that field yielded last season. Let me put the beacons on here. Actually, I was ready to say, is the traffic on? Haven't seen a car yet, but there is some traffic there. Yep, still got the combine. That's been sitting in that field for a couple of months now, in-game. Okay, put the header back down. And let me turn it on, get into the field so I can set up a worker for this. It is kind of a weird shaped field for harvesting, but let's see what I can come up with for a worker. Create job. We are down here. I mean, it is a weird shaped field. I may just do a whole bunch of headlands, honestly. Number of headlands. Let's do 8 headlands. I'll overlap a little bit as well, because there's going to be a lot of turning. That does not look right at all here. Hang on a second. Let me try that again. Create job. Field position here. Yes. Why does that look like the header is wider than what it actually is? Open up course. Oh, multi-tools. No, we don't. 1. That is why. Number of headlands. Let's try that again. Generate course. There we go. That looks more like it. Alright, and then hire a worker. Who do we got today? It's Francesca. I trust her. She should do a good job. Let's go ahead and zoom over. And we'll jump into the Echo. Oxbow. Echo? I don't know where that came from, but it's Oxbow. 691 liters in here. That should be good enough for now. So these are the white grapes. And we'll just get out and you can kind of see, if we get down here and looking up, it's much easier to see. But you can see the grapes have sprouted. Is that the correct term? Sprouted. But they are growing. And you can see the fertilization is at halfway. So let's hope by just turning on the sprayer. We'll do one pass here. I'll just do a quick check on the PDA to make sure that we're getting a second stage on. Got to be careful of the red beets in front of us. Don't want to be driving in those. All right, let me turn that off quickly just for a moment. And let's switch over to fertilize. And yes, we can see the second stage going in. I don't think these tires here are considered narrow tires. And I think I'm overlapping a little bit, but I rather overlap than underlap. Is that a term? Yep, it is now. I used it. Yeah, I'm actually spraying a couple of rows. Course play is blocked by an object. Well, that took a full... Wait, is she blocked now, or is she moving? No, she's moving again. Way to go, Francesca. She figured it out on her own. Like I said, spraying the grapes doesn't take that long at all to get this done. At least not with this setup. And I am seeing some people are getting caught up on the episodes here in the Hills of Tuscany. And I see the recommendations quite a bit for the Colossus pack to go ahead and get a whole bunch of rows done. We are aware of it, but we're not going to be doing it here for quite a while. Maybe near the end of the series, as I mentioned before, we'll get to it. But we're going to go ahead and just do what we've been doing. Let me just fold it up so I can get past these red vines here. Just trying to get the smaller set of vines done first. Because in my mind, I got 4 sets of vines. 2 whites, 2 reds. So, get the smaller ones done first so I can kind of have it in my mind like you only got 3 more sets to do, then 2 more sets. Doesn't seem like that big of a chore. Stupid, I know, but you know, it's me we're talking about here. Yeah, I'm still... As for grapes, I kind of put the grapes, and we're not really doing olives here, but they're kind of in the same boat. Grapes, olives, horses. Those are like 3 things I look at now and just like, there doesn't seem to be enough money into it to make a profit on it for what you got to put into it. Did you follow what I'm saying? Meaning you got to do it quite a bit to get your money back for what you're putting into it. Actually, if I just go ahead and do this row here, I think this might be enough. 2 passes here ought to do it. We did horses on Solyndra. And actually, I know there's a couple people now leaving comments on the Solyndra series that we did a while back. They're watching it for the horses. And yeah, the money just wasn't there. Now, I do realize I play in hard economy, so that's part of it. Why we're not making as much money. But yeah, the horses didn't work out too well for us. The grapes, even with this production building that we got going here, I mean, we do okay, but for the price of the harvesters and everything else, yeah, it's going to take a while to get the money back. At least the implements for working on the grapevines are rather cheap because, you know, you got to go between the rows. But as for the harvesters and all that, if you're buying them, then yeah, it's going to take a while. Even leasing them is going to be kind of expensive year after year. But I guess leasing might be the way to go for the harvesting part. Now, at least on the hills of Tuscany, we got 2 sets of harvesters because we got white grapes, which is a mod, and then we got the base game reds. And one harvester can't do both, unfortunately. But this little oxbow machine that we have here is a great way to do the fertilization. That's for darn sure, getting 4 rows done at once. And then we can convert this back over to a harvester once we get done. And we'll be back over here to harvest the red grapes with this anyways. Alright, so now I just got to get over here and we're on that set of vines, so here should be good. Haven't seen no messages from Francesca. Is she over? Yeah, she's still moving. She's still moving over there. That's all that matters. I'm not too worried about filling up the root crop harvester. If she does, that's fantastic. I believe that holds, it's either 200,000 or 250,000 liters that harvester will hold. But I think the whole field should go into the harvester no problem, because I think it did the year before. And since we're not running precision farming on this map, the yield should be pretty much the same. So a few more passes here, and we'll get this red grapes done. I'll do the hill grapevines off camera. At least I say that. Maybe I'll do it next episode. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, and then I think maybe right here. And once I get done here, we'll have a look to see if we got the whole vines done or not. I don't think I missed a row. Alright, so how do we do here? I may have missed a row just to our right. It's questionable. But if we look at the map here, it's hard to tell. Where are those rows that I guess I missed? Was it down this set of rows? No, let's back up a little bit. Is this the row that I kind of missed? Or is there a glitch in the matrix here? These rows should have been done. And I don't think I can use the mini-map because we're not doing precision farming, so it's not going to show me the fertilization stage on the mini-map. Well, I'll make a pass here. Is that doing anything? Well, it looks like it is, but I don't know how I'm missing certain rows. Maybe it's because of the hill? Have no idea. Let's see, down here a little bit more. Somewhere in here, let's see if I can get this second stage through here. Well, it looks like I'm getting some of it, but not all of it. I think I'll call that good. It's grapes after all, right? Not going to worry that much about it as long as they got most of it. I'm probably spending more money on fertilization trying to get these little pieces I'm missing somehow than what I'm going to get on the yield. So hopefully I got enough in here to finish off those rows. Like I said, we'll either, get that done next episode or do it in between episodes. Let's just jump over to the root crop harvester and see how we're getting along here. Alright, so we're up to 150,000. Yeah, that might hold 250,000. Missing a few spots here and there, but that's on corners, so that's fine. We can go around and clean up afterwards. But while that's going on, let's jump over into our truck. And is the trailer on? The trailer is on. Okay. We're going to go up and get the straw bales and bring that over to our bale shed. We'll pop them in there, and then I'll probably bring up the telehandler, and we'll give the cows some straw. Make sure they're good to go. Maybe by the time we get done with that, Francesca will be done, at least her job with the potatoes. Not that much of a rush to get those potatoes done because the potatoes are up and running from the first field that we did. Alright, so today you're not giving me the option for doing bales. Every once in a while, it'll give me the option to auto-load the bales, and today, it should be left control, left shift, and R. Well, alright, I guess I'll just have to come to a complete stop and load them that way. Should have about 21 bales here, should be able to pick them all up. But picking up one by one is a little bit more of a pain. I wonder if I were to unload them. Nope, it's not going to let me load them the way I want to. Alright, well, so be it. Yeah, usually if you can just pick up for auto-loading bales, you don't have to come to a complete stop. But unfortunately, the way it's set up for today, I'm going to have to. So, let me get these loaded up. It's going to take me a little bit longer to get them all on the trailer. And then we'll just dump them on into the bale shed. Well, it's always great to have more, but not just one more. Hopefully I can stick this on the back here. I don't know if that'll strap in or not. I think it's strapped in. Hard to tell. Don't really see a strap going over it, but I think it might be locked on. So let's make our way to the bale shed. So the only way for me to really get in there with this truck and trailer, got to go down production lane and come up through that side of the farm. Can't really get around the cow barn and make that corner with this trailer. Yeah, that bale is staying there. And this should be, almost forgot where the turn was here. This should be more than enough straw for our cows, at least in the next season for sure, and maybe beyond. And I think we got still a half dozen bales in the shed as it is. Now, it's not going to matter on this series, but it will matter on American Falls. Apparently, when running the enhanced animal mod that we are in both series, giving your cows hay is fine unless you're talking about newborns, apparently. Newborns' health, I guess they need TMR. Now, we are giving our cows TMR here, but in American Falls, we are not. So, I'll have to look when I get over to American Falls, but I'll record that later on today. I'll have to look into it. Let's see, what side are we unloading on? Unload side left. Nope, we want the unload side to the right. I think it's all going to go on in. Alright, let me go ahead and reload that back up. There we go. Now we got our bales in the shed. Let's see, do the cows really need straw? How badly do they need straw? I don't think it's that bad. So maybe I'll just head on down and finish up the potato harvest. They are getting low. So let me go ahead and we'll park the truck over here. Ooh, well, speaking of the potato harvest, apparently it's going really good. So yeah, I guess I will hold off onto the cows. There's a notification saying our harvester needs to be unloaded. So let's go on down here. Okay, you're not full, but you are full enough for yourself. 95% full. What I'll do is I'll do a little bit of a cleanup here on some of the corners. Overall, I did a pretty good job on the corners. Every potato counts. Kind of surprised I got the course play showing all courses, all waypoints, start and stop only. That's all I really need to see right now. And I'll finish up the rest of this potato harvest myself. I don't think I need course play to do the rest. Alright, let's go get this dumped in. We'll come back and finish up the rest. Luckily for me, this thing gets down the road really fast. Could you imagine doing 124 miles an hour in a root crop harvester of this size with I don't know how many tons of potatoes that we got, but it's quite a bit. Right, coming through. Are you turning there? Hopefully not. Now I know a lot of you will turn here after you think about it. Okay, you're not going through? Alright. Luckily, we're just going right here ourselves. So the question is, are we going to have a problem with this factory taking all the potatoes that we have? Which is a great problem to have. Alright, so it took all that, which is great. How are we doing? So it may hold 500,000. The question is, do I have another 100,000 liters of potatoes over there? Let's go find out. Careful. So the fields I want to buy over here, maybe I should be looking into buying them before they get harvested and get the crop off it. The problem is I don't have the cash currently to do so. We'll have to look into it as we go along here. Yeah, this should only take me a few passes here and there. So I think keeping the same potato fields as they are is where we need to be. Now the question is, are we producing enough oil for the potatoes that we have? And I think we are currently. Of course, we still got these sunflowers this year to harvest. And that will be done the same as the canola brought down to the mill and processed into oil. It shouldn't take me probably about 5 minutes to harvest the rest of these potatoes, if that. And we are already up to over 10,000 liters in the harvester, so it might be. No, I think it's going to be under 100,000. I think. Well, it's going to be just shy of 40,000, but still. Between all the fields, we got some taters and a lot of potato chips. There we go. All right, let's bring this over. And then I want to do just a quick test to see if I can start harvesting the carrots, which I don't think I'll be able to, but got to give it a try, just in case. I'm kind of curious. And I'm actually thinking of leaving the add-ons for the header down here at production lane in these sheds rather than up at the shed where the harvester usually is. A little bit of a traffic jam here. I don't really think the roads of the hills of Tuscany is made for the equipment that we drive around on. You're not going to turn. You are going to turn left. Well, at least all the potatoes will fit in here, and I don't need a silo. Alright, so I don't think it's going to work, but we'll give it just a quick test here. I mean, the header's the same. The only thing is we added on something for the potatoes. The carrots are going in. So even with the add-on for the potatoes, the carrots are going in. So I guess you could leave it on if you wanted to. But I think we are going to go ahead and just drop it off. So we're going to come over here and then... Oh wait, I got to put the header down. I think you got to put the header down for it to detach. Nope, I was on the header. Got to be on the add-on. Nope, come on, header. Ah. Okay, header down. Switch over to the add-on, and then detach. And there is our little crate. We can move that around and just put that right there. All right, but we are all set to get some grapes harvested. Not grapes, carrots. Yeah, I got grapes on my mind, knowing I got to go over there and take care of that. But we'll get to that next time. Same thing can be said for the red beet over by the grapes. That is honey. But we do have some potato chips spawning in here. And I don't know what the price of potato chips is currently. But, yeah, we got to hopefully sell something at least by next month. So the production should be going on quite a bit. Actually, the price is $15.17, so it is better than the max price. And yeah, here's where I screwed up the soybeans, $7.95, 23,000 compared to if I sold it, I guess, in July at $12.37. I could have got 36, almost 37,000 for it. So another year of soybeans I forgot to sell. That may be an ongoing thing. Those may stay here for years to come. But hopefully I can remember next year. I may have to make a post-it note and stick it on my screen when it gets close to that time. But anyways, harvest season is continuing, which is great. Oh yeah, I need to bring the telehandler up and we need to give the cows some straw. But the carrots are probably going to go... Yeah, I already got carrot soup in here. Do I got any carrot stuff in this building? I do. I got carrots in both buildings. Pallets anyway. So maybe I'll put... Actually, I don't think I'm going to get a full harvester. So maybe I may just put them all in here, and then the red beets I may mix and match. I don't know. We'll figure it out next episode. But anyways, that is going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.